Hi, I'm Austin,
I'm Alex.
and you're listening to One Last Breath, where we discuss controversial, bizarre, divisive, and downright abysmal albums. Today's episode is going to be on Fashionably Late, the second studio album released in 2013 by the post-hardcore, metalcore, rap outfit Falling in Reverse. Fashionably Late was the introduction of rap, electronica, and even country to their sound. They had a little bit of electronica in their first album, but it wasn't
a little bit
as
of
much.
sense here and there.
Wasn't as much as it is here. It's a pretty drastic change from the Drug and Me Is You, their 2011 album, which was a highly anticipated debut album, being the first album to feature Ronnie Radke since Escape the Fates, 2006, Dying Is Your Latest Fashion, and since him being out of prison.
Mm-hmm. The infamous Ronnie Radke.
Speaking of, it was full of turmoil between the two, like I said. So on May 6, 2006, while participating in a fight, Chase Rader, a friend of Radke, who he had brought to the fight for backup, fatally shot 18-year-old Michael Allen Cook and wounded another. Rader was arrested and charged for murder, but despite him confessing, the district attorney declined to prosecute.
Yeah.
Radke, however, pled guilty. Oh, it was self-defense is why they refused to prosecute. Radke pleaded guilty to battery and owning brass knuckles, which was illegal in Nevada, as most of the country.
Yeah.
He was on probation for 5 years. During this time, I believe he was still in Falling in Reverse.
You mean Escape the Fate?
Or Escape the Fate. He was still in Escape the Fate.
He was for, I think, 2 years after this happened. Because he was, I guess, he was doing his probation.
Yeah.
And I guess he, like I put in there,
he was on the run. He probably went on tour with them.
Well, I think he was...
Maybe not.
I think he was, from what I read, he was... not allowed to leave the state of
Nevada. There's probation.
I almost said the state of Nirvana. The state of Nevada for his probation, so the band was just kind of in a
weird
stalemate.
Yeah, because when you can't tour, especially when you have a release as big as Dying Is Your Latest Fashion.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was there until he actually went to prison.
Yeah, but after months on the run, he didn't show up to meetings with his probation officer. He ended up with 2.5 years in prison. Mm-hmm. After going to prison, he was, of course, kicked out of Escape the Fate, and they replaced him with Bless the Falls, Craig Mabbitt.
Craig Mabbitt.
Now, during his stint in prison, Ronnie actually began writing the lyrics to a new project, originally titled From Behind These Walls.
I mean,
later changed to Falling in Reverse.
It's a good one. He was in prison.
But it was later changed to Falling in Reverse due to copyright infringement. Now, imagine being his cellmate. He's writing The Drug and Me Is You.
We need to know who this was. Do you think Ronnie ran ideas by him?
Imagine being the guy that Ronnie's bouncing ideas off of in prison.
Here's.
So, do you like this line? Trapped inside a diligent, diligently pacing away. And he's just like, please fucking shut up.
It's like, what about this one? Bitch, you gave me the fucking clap.
That one's good. So in 2009, he was able to release a demo due to already having connections to the music industry. And then he was released from prison in December of 2010, and the band very quickly after hit the studio, signed to Epitaph Records, and released The Drug and Me Is You in June of 2011. Like we said, the album had some synth, and it had some kind of rapping parts on, Pick Up the Phone.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I guess, pseudo-rapping.
It was kind of rap. It was really just fast singing, but it could almost be considered a proto-rap for him.
Yeah.
But you could hardly look at that and figure out what was coming next.
Yeah, certainly no precursor to anything that's on Fashionably Late.
Now, in 2012, Radke stated that a new album was underway, going on Twitter to say, people don't understand how many light years my next album is from the last one. And in 2013, the band released the lead single Alone, with accompanying music video. The song began with the electronic beat, leading to a refrain of the chorus, "Oh, this is the end of everything that I've known," and then drops into a mini breakdown. Yeah, so everything at this point, pretty normal,
pretty standard,
a little more electronic compared to the last album, but a lot of bands around this time were going that way, like Asking Alexandria and the likes. Yeah. But then comes Radke, then comes Ronnie, with the famous line, "White boy on the beat, rocking Gucci sneaks. All I do is win, cha-cha-cha Charlie Sheen." No one was ready for this. Nobody was ready for this.
No, nobody was.
I remember hearing that and wondering what was going on, but continuing to listen to it as a joke as we did in those days.
Yeah, I mean, because, me and Austin both were huge fans, still are huge fans of Dying Is Your
Latest
Latest
Fashion, and The Drug and Me Is You. They're both incredible
Yeah,
albums.
like I love both of those albums to this day. So I mean, it was
So,
pretty hype when they were
yeah,
coming out with this new
it was
stuff,
exciting, and we listened to this song a lot as a single, and it slowly grew on me.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least I think it grew on you as well.
Yeah,
But coming out first, it was wild.
yeah.
But it doesn't let up on questionable bars. He starts bragging about money, women, street cred, the stuff you could expect from rap. But he's a metal vocalist.
Yeah, but I'm not a rapper.
Exactly. The critics and audience, neither of them liked it.
Yeah.
Many really criticizing it for rap and metalcore being integrated along with the use of autotune.
Yeah, because I mean...
and I bet somewhere there was someone being like, oh god, not another Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I mean, because, obviously nu metal was well established at this point, but
But nu metal was dead at this point. Nu metal had been dead for like 13 years, really.
Yeah, and like, I mean, even if nu metal, like, this is not nu metal style, it's like electronica, metalcore rap. Like,
yeah, it's
like
really
that
strange.
had really been done before.
It is a new thing. It's not
It's like
something that has only been done by Falling in Reverse, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, so 2 more singles were released in the same month. The title track, Fashionably Late, and the song Born to Lead.
Yeah, I don't... It's weird. I definitely remember Fashionably Late coming out. I remember hearing that before hearing the album. I don't remember hearing Born to Lead.
I don't remember hearing Born to Lead. I remember hearing Alone. I remember hearing Fashionably Late.
Yeah.
And that's and his Gangster's Paradise from
was that before
Punk Goes 90s? Yeah, that was the first. I believe that was the first foray into rap we got from Ronnie, but it made a lot of sense for Gangster's Paradise. But both songs got a much better reaction because they sounded more like what we had gotten from The Drug and Me Is You. Not quite the same, but closer.
Yeah, like Fashionably Late is kind of a pop punk track, like kind of similar to me, like Tragic Magic from The Drug and Me. It has like a upbeat, like, fun feel, and then Born to Lead is pretty heavy,
Yeah,
I think it has a little rapping on it if I remember.
We'll
definitely get to that in our notes.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that in our notes. But the album was released the next month in June. In June of 2013, it got generally mixed to negative reviews from critics. Many criticizing the rap style, sound effects, autotune. Another common gripe was the mixing of genres within and between songs, many believing it was a mess.
It has some pretty drastic.
It does have some really drastic changes, even inside the same song sometimes.
Yeah.
But speaking of hip hop into his music, Radke said, "My dad raised me on metal, but my first serious love was hip hop. When I heard Dre's The Chronic, that's when I fell in love." Jason Lemongrover of AllMusic.com chimed in on the genre blending, saying, "Falling in Reverse deserves credit for the musical versatility on Fashionably Late. Still, it's highly doubtful that anyone other than a true Blue fan would be able to get past the asinine boasts, the overwhelming misogyny, and the pure outlandishness of it all." Which is fair.
Yeah,
it's very misogynistic, but so is the first album.
Are we True Blue fans?
Well, that's to be decided.
Yeah.
But like the first album also had misogyny and it was received much better. Like Pick Up the Phone.
Yeah.
But it's just it's more clear in this album.
Yeah, I think.
As opposed to being veiled behind Ronnie's less than stellar harsh vocals. So the songs themselves are a disaster, stated Absolute Punk in their 5 out of 100 review.
That's rough.
Everything is trashy and over the top, but generally rubbish too. Basically, this is probably the worst album ever created by a serious group of musicians.
Have you heard Lulu?
Have you guys heard Lulu?
Absolute Punk. Have you heard Lulu?
And Lulu was new at this point.
Yeah.
Well, not new. It was a couple years old. In the most fitting review, Kerrang! Magazine poked fun by saying, "Kay tries to decide if Falling in Reverse's new album is genius or guff. To be honest, we're still not sure." They ultimately ended up giving it a score of fuck knows.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. Like, I've known about that for a while. I mean, because, I'm sure you, like me, just look at Wikipedia articles of shit all the time just for fun. Like, it was always funny to me going to the reception of the album
and
tab.
It's just like, number, fuck knows, and the numbers again.
Like, I mean, understandable. Yeah, when I was writing this up, I tried to find the full review on Kerrang! but
is it gone?
Yeah, the link to it on their website sadly was not up. So you know,
you can always Wayback. We could always Wayback Machine it.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, you could always try to Wayback Machine the article, and I know that I'm going to after we finish this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure some really good quotes could have came from that, but
so ever since this polarizing and at times very questionable album, Falling in Reverse has gone to release 2 more studio albums. 2015's Just Like You and 2017's Coming Home, both containing little to no traces of Fashionably Late's rap-heavy style, which I actually didn't know. This was the last... Fashionably Late was the last album I listened to by Falling in Reverse.
Yeah, I listened. I remember, you probably remember the single Just Like You.
I do remember the single, and I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's the I am aware that I am an asshole. I really don't care about all that.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And then it also had the Guillotine Part 4, and then it also had My Apocalypse Part 2 on it.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I've listened to the album in full, like when it came out. I don't remember much about it when I was digging up some stuff for this write-up. I think I found that one of the songs on Just Like You had rap, but it was more like low key, like it wasn't anything over the top like this album.
Yeah.
Like fucking white boy swagger shit. It was just kind of like a mellow song with rapping.
And it seems like he has gotten better at rapping.
Yeah, and then Coming Home, I've never listened to that, but I've heard it's kind of like a space rock album.
Huh.
I mean, the cover has an astronaut on it.
That's interesting. Like a Coheed and Cambria type thing?
Maybe.
Weird.
I've never heard anything from it, so I can't really speak on that.
But either way, starting in 2018 with single Losing My Mind, they just started releasing a whole bunch of singles that didn't belong to an album.
Yeah.
Most of which were rap heavy.
Yeah.
Whether it was due to the rap not being forced anymore, or perhaps Fashionably Late was just ahead of its time, or perhaps Ronnie's just gotten better at rapping.
Yeah, I don't know. People have warmed up to the style.
They've received a lot more praise than anything contained in Fashionably Late.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of them, but I wasn't that into them. They all kind of that I've heard kind of give off that like Tom McDonald vibe, like cancel culture, like
that sounds like Ronnie.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the single released on January 31st of this year, "Watch the World Burn," it's really good rap. I really enjoy that song. That's the first thing I've heard from them besides the singles from Just Like You is this song.
Yeah, I heard besides that one I've listened to I think Popular Monster. I think it came out last year. That one was definitely leaning into like I'm just a fucking asshole. Everybody hates me. I actually read on Wikipedia that Ronnie said he got the inspiration from that song after watching The Joker. So
he's living in a society.
So do with that what you will.
But Watch the World Burn was their first song to appear in the Billboard Top 100, which is really incredible for a metalcore band.
Yeah.
Especially a song that
in today's age, yeah.
Yeah, especially a song that really metalcore was never a like primary genre except for a couple years with the Avenged Sevenfold and
then like in the late 2000s, early 2010s.
But I don't
think song wise, but album wise.
Yeah, but I don't think they made it on like the Billboard Top 100 hottest singles.
Yeah, no, I think album wise there was actually surprising amount that were Billboard charting, like Sempiternal.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think that's mostly
Force by Mice and Men.
I would say that's mostly due to people in the scene kid subgenre like we were part of. We were more likely to buy albums than people who listened to like radio.
Yeah, so I don't think none of the singles that I can recall, it's not like they were being played on.
Yeah, singles are more important in other genres, but like in metalcore, pop punk and stuff, the album is the important part.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. If I'm wrong, just fucking yell at me on Twitter. The accompanying video for Watch the World Burn was number 1 on trending and received over 1 million first day views on YouTube. And
that's
on the Billboard, it peaked at number 83, which is really high for a metalcore single.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely seems that people have warmed up to the mix of rap and metal that Falling in Reverse.
And I mean, yeah, he has gotten better at rap.
Yeah, that
is for sure. But I mean, there's some songs on Fashionably Late are almost as good as Watch the World Burn. I mean, rap wise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think on this album, I don't think there's really a bad chorus breakdown, or I mean, the solos fucking go hard. Like it's
the rap is just a little questionable sometimes.
Like musicianship wise, this album is amazing in my opinion. And it's like the rap. I mean, There's some that I would say genuinely good rap parts. There's some that are just so-so, and then there's some that are just really just cringy.
Yeah.
I would say his flow, I mean, overall, his flow is pretty good.
And it stayed pretty consistent ever since that Gangsta's Paradise cover all the way through Watch the World Burn.
Yeah, like, I'd say his flow's pretty good. It's like, I don't know, I guess his approach has probably gotten better. Yeah,
I think he's gotten better at writing lyrics that are not just, like, rhyme soup.
Yeah.
Which even in this album, we'll get to the song, but he even has a lyric that makes fun of his own rhyme soup.
Oh.
I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, the fucking...
Variable synonyms.
Yeah,
it's
that literally made me think of that. I don't know what it's from, but that meme where it's like, I'm a lyrical spiritual
miracle individual. Yeah,
he literally did that.
He did that, and then he makes fun of it.
Yeah, when that happened, like I remember that from listening to the album before, but when that came up, I just started laughing. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this man's really just did the.
And so anyone who knows me knows that I'm a Ronnie Radke apologist. I'm an apologist for white boy swagger. I think the man should continue to cook. I think the man's been cooking since before this album, and I think the man is continuing to cook.
I mean, let him cook.
Man's a cook.
Let him cook. Chef Radke. He been in the kitchen.
So I love Falling in Reverse. I loved the first Escape the Fate album, and some of their albums with Craig Mabbitt.
Yeah, I mean...
But we're really talking about Ronnie today. I really like Ronnie Radke. I think he's an incredible musician. Kind of cocky.
Maybe a piece of shit.
Maybe a piece of shit. He
likes throwing mic stands.
Yeah, but like of all the crimes that people in the scene have committed, I think murder is not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he straight up murdered anybody either.
He was an accessory to murder, and like
he didn't pull a Tim Lambesis and try to fucking get his wife executed, or
you know. there are much worse crimes.
Yeah.
So overall,
as we know of, he hasn't fucked with any underage children.
Exactly.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, as far as I know, he's not a sexual predator, which is good news.
Kudos for people in this scene, sadly. But
yeah. So yeah, I'm a Ronnie Radke apologist. You like Falling in Reverse.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love the first Escape the Fate album, first Falling in Reverse album. But yeah, let me set the stage for you guys. When me and Austin first heard this album,
heard it in full, not just the singles.
Yeah, so the year was 2013. We had been to Atlanta on a little family trip. As you know, some of you might know, friends listening, me and Austin are related. So we went on this little family trip. We stumbled into Hot Topic.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. We were in our peak emo phase. I mean, haven't really left. Peak scene phase.
Yeah.
We kind of bought the album as a joke. I mean, like we said, we knew both of the singles, Fashionably Late and Alone.
And we thought they were kind of goofy.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to expect. I think the album was maybe on sale, or maybe I had some fucking hot cash or whatever.
It was your birthday money.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because the album released in June and your birthday's in May.
Yeah, and then this was probably around June or July.
June or July, yeah. So I think you had some birthday money left over. And you were like, look at this. And I was like, you got to buy it.
Yeah. It was a fucking deluxe edition.
Deluxe edition came with the bonus tracks, came with a poster.
Oh, yeah.
That you kept in your room forever.
Yeah, I had it in there forever. It was like it's a full shot of the band, and they're all just looking into the distance melodramatically. And it looked like Ronnie was looking at a fucking... my closet door, so he would always be like, "Fuck you, door," because he just looks.
He's just staring.
He looks so pissed.
It's like the same stare from the cover, except like straight at you instead of down.
Yeah. So we got home from that vacation, popped it in the CD player, and starts out with Champion, and
Champion's solid.
Yeah, I mean it's one of my favorite songs from the album, but it starts out pretty standard, Falling in Reverse. I mean,
and we were like, oh, maybe that one song's just a fluke.
Yeah, just a one-off. Yeah, I mean, it has a really heavy riff, heavy vocals, a really, catchy and soaring Falling in Reverse chorus. Like, I feel like they're pretty known for having like those big, catchy choruses.
Almost theatrical choruses.
Yeah. And then, all of a sudden the beat drops. And he just starts fucking going off on a beat out of nowhere.
And I would, I guess we're going ahead and going into the track by track.
Yeah.
I would say that this is the best verse on the album.
I agree. Like, I think it's a perfect opener for the album. It kind of meshes all the...
It's incredibly strong, both musically, lyrically, and that rap verse, as far as I remember, there's not a single cringy thing he said in it, which is...
He says, a little bit gangster in my blood.
Oh yeah, a little bit of gangster in my blood.
been to jail, been to prison, went to hell, and had a vision.
Yeah, I mean
that's not cringy, but so yeah, as we said in the write-up, a lot of his lyrics can kind of fall into the like tough guy, like braggadocious.
He's very cocky.
Yeah, so there's cringe here and there, but I'd say overall Champion is definitely the least out of that. Like, I guess it is a little braggadocious, but he's not in the fucking white boy swagger shit. So
so yeah, like we said, Champion, solid opening track.
Yeah, and then I'll add to that the fucking part where it goes from the rap verse to the breakdown. That shit hits.
It's crazy.
It's so good.
It's really good.
It goes into such a it's a really good transition.
And I would say that this
it's a good mesh of the style.
This exact sound they found in this is exactly what they did with their newest single, "Watch the World Burn."
Yeah.
It plays out the exact same almost.
But it's a good transition. It goes into a heavy ass fucking breakdown with some crazy little guitar wheedling underneath. Like, it's really good shit.
Yeah. The next track. Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, that's from what the critics were talking about, just the unevenness of the track listing, like going from that to Bad Girls Club, it's pretty jarring.
This is one of my favorite songs on the album.
I mean,
it's very catchy.
Yeah, it's very catchy. I mean, like I said, like a lot of these songs on this album, like even if the lyrics are cringy or if some of it doesn't work, whether it be the rap parts, like definitely they all have their catchy moments.
Yeah, this is one of the catchy songs. This is the song off this album that I listen to the most, just in my everyday life.
Okay.
For no reason really.
Yeah, mine's definitely Champion, but I like this one.
I really like this song. I love the energy, and the cheerleader chant.
Oh yeah, dude, is that like? I don't know if this was intentional, but it reminds me of "Girlfriend" by Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Because I can do it better. Like,
yeah,
it's literally the same.
I don't know if it's intentional, but it's.
I feel like it probably is. But I think it has the same like flow and vibe and the.
Same with "This Shit Is Bananas," the Gwen Stefani song.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be supposed to be a throwback to all these like powerful women in pop punk and like rock from the early 2000s that Ronnie probably grew up listening to.
Yeah, but I mean,
well, maybe not grew up listening to, but like right when he was like coming into making his own music, that was what was on the radio, so that's what he heard a lot of.
Yeah, but yeah, the Bad Girls Club walked so e-girls could run.
They did.
I mean, it's kind of giving off that e-girl attitude, and Ronnie upgraded to Bad Girls on this album. I mean, it was why do good girls like bad guys? But
now
he's a victim of the Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, does that make him a good guy now? No.
No.
So Rolling Stone. This is one that I have been wanting to make a Facebook post about for months. For one simple reason. It is the most 2013 a song can be.
I mean, this fucking one of my notes was this is like the most 2013 album of all time.
But this specifically is the most 2013 song because you start off with your like it sounds almost like their first album, like your nice metalcore.
Yeah, and it has kind of a similar vibe and structure to Champion. I feel for most of the song.
And then it goes into the rap, which this one is more of an Eminem wannabe, where he does the whole lyrical spiritual miracle type thing, and then ends it with very cool synonyms, making fun of himself. It has a lyric that's in my like top 3 favorite funniest lyrics.
I think we probably have the same one for that.
I actually had to stop myself from only using lyrics from this for the funniest lyrics. Yeah. Because this verse is just...
It's pretty full of them.
It's full of it, and I think it's almost on purpose.
Yeah, and then it has like that little dubstep.
Yeah, then it goes to dubstep, which is a very 2013 thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd say overall, I like it. It's a good song.
It's a good song. I think it may have been the band pushing the limits of what they can get away with, and it turned out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, to me, it's kind of a diet version of Champion. Like, I definitely prefer Champion to this.
Yeah, Champion is better, but this is more of the time. Like, this really dates the album.
Yeah.
As opposed to Champion, which is kind of... It's like his newer stuff. It's more timeless.
I mean, I feel like, it sounds pretty fresh.
And Rolling Stone just really dates the album.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way.
No.
Like, it's okay to date an album.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like, one of the stronger songs on the album overall, I think.
Yeah.
So you got Fashionably Late, which... It might be the catchiest song on the album, in my opinion.
I think... I can't remember if I heard this or Alone first.
I don't know. I definitely, before the album came out, or before at least, like I said, I can't remember exactly when we bought the album and listened to it. It could have been more so like July or August before we got around to listening to it. Yeah,
but we definitely listened to both Alone and Fashionably Late.
I have more memories of Fashionably Late.
Yeah.
I mean, probably because it was more
what you expect from Falling in Reverse.
So I feel like Alone was more so like, oh, we listen to this because it's funny, but Fashionably Late was more like, oh, I'll actually listen to this in my playlist because it's a catchy, kind of straight up pop punk song.
It's a really good song. It's really fun to listen to, but it doesn't capture the the energy of the rest of the album.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a part of the album. It does feel like it belongs in the album, but the album doesn't feels like it would rather have another song in this spot.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I'd say it more so compared to the other songs, it doesn't really carry any of the elements from the other songs.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little bit from Bad Girls Club.
Yeah.
Or Fuck the Rest.
Yeah.
Both had, have that pop punk vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
But those both have a lot more either electronic elements or like rap elements.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is just like straight up pop punk.
It's just a straight pop punk song.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah,
it's really good. It does it great.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics are a little questionable. I read that they're literally about him cheating on his pregnant wife. So, I mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah, pregnant girlfriend.
Pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
I remember reading about his pregnant girlfriend on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Then he canceled the tour for this album.
Yeah.
Because of that. Yeah.
Then it's like ends with without a doubt, sorry about
having sex with all your friends.
Like So.
Ronnie Radke, not a great guy.
Yeah, not a great guy, but. So yeah, and then
Alone, which was like we said the first single from the album.
Yeah. The verses.
I remember people making fun of him hard.
Yeah.
I remember people making fun of him heavy.
Was everywhere.
I remember making fun of him heavy.
I mean, yeah, the verses are really cringe, but I mean, I'd say pretty memorable. I think they stick out.
The most lyrically sound part of the rap verses is when he transitions into the harsh vocals.
I'm gonna say that, yeah, I love that. I think the way it does that is really good.
And the lyrics get better when he's doing harshes.
It's like the reverse of Champion, how that goes from rapping to a breakdown. This kind of goes from. I mean, it goes from rapping to
harsh vocals, but the harsh vocals continue rapping over the same.
Yeah, they're
beat.
continuing rapping. Yeah, so I mean, I really like the way he raps the harsh.
And then
vocals.
the chopped and screwed, break your motherfucking neck.
Yeah, the breakdowns really, I like it in this album. I do really hate the bridge part that transitions.
Oh, I'm on that next girl loves sex. Yeah, it's really bad.
And the auto tune on it,
it's really bad.
The way he sings it, it's just That's the weakest part of the song for me.
But
I can get over and enjoy the cringy verses, but that part I'm just
back to the breakdown. They sound kind of like something Pantera would write almost because like the big bend.
Yeah,
that reminds me of like Walk.
Yeah, I can see that.
So like if Pantera was making more breakdown heavy songs, I feel like this is something they would do without the electronic element, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I can see that if Dimebag dated an e-girl, maybe.
Yeah, if Dimebag dated an e-girl, we would get alone.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, overall,
another good song.
I think even the consensus on the song has changed since it came out. Going on the YouTube, a lot of people kind of are saying like what we're saying with their new style. This was kind of a precursor, and
it just came out too early.
Yeah,
if this had been released,
people weren't ready for it.
2-3 years later, everyone would have been like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
And I think that's all side one.
Yeah.
Side one is all songs that I remember all the time.
I think you're right. Actually, I think Born to Lead might be.
Born to Lead might be on side one.
Oh well, I mean,
they don't really have a side one and side two.
Yeah.
I would.
There's 12 songs, so I feel like Born to Lead is a 6th song. I feel like that's more so side one.
Born to Lead is the first song that I didn't remember on this re-listen of the album.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good song.
I had to double check and make sure that it wasn't featuring Herman Lee.
Oh yeah, it's featuring Rusty Cooley.
It is featuring someone.
He does the solo, which I don't know what he's from.
I don't know, but the entire song sounds like a Dragon Force song. Yeah, other than the vocals, sometimes.
It's someone that starts out with a solo. Doesn't it start out with kind of a sweeping solo?
Yeah, and then it also has the brown that Dragon Force is known for.
Yeah, that whole section, it is pretty power metal-y. It has that
even the verses, the rhythm guitar is really power metal-y.
Yeah, it has kind of like that theatrical theatrical way to it, like the way the guitar is. That power metal has.
And the tone is there are probably differences, but as far as I can tell, the tone is exactly Herman Lee's tone from Through the Fire and the Flames.
Yeah. So Rusty Cooley is just a.
He's just a guy.
Like he's just a solo artist.
He's just a guy.
He's 52.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah, I mean, it says he's an American guitarist known for his highly refined guitar technique and is regarded as one of the fastest guitarists in the United States. The Guitar Player magazine called him the leading light of the post-Malmsteen shred evolution.
Oh, well, I mean, he fucking shreds.
Yeah, I mean,
and the breakdown in this song is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. But the fucking, I love the breakdown. But the part where he says "motherfucking move." Every time I hear it, it sounds like he says "motherfucking It reminds me of like the memes where it's like, "Can I get a fucking
Oh yeah,
like motherfucking
Yeah,
it makes me laugh, but it's a really good part. But it's just like he stretches out the moo part, so it kind of just sounds like until he goes oof. Like it just sounds funny to me.
I would have liked to see them explore this sound more.
Yeah, I mean it's
Dragon
really
Force. Like speed metal Ronnie Radke. That would have been.
It's good.
That'd have been wild.
Yeah. Next you have "It's Over When It's Over." It's kind of my most give or take song on the album.
I think it's kind of boring.
Yeah, like it's not awful. Like it's not going to be in my best. It's not going to be in my worst.
I think it holds up.
Yeah, it holds up. It's definitely
it's a middling song.
Nothing offensive about it.
The beat reminds me of like a Lil Wayne style beat.
I can see that.
When it comes into the...
Yeah.
It also almost sounds like Look At Me Now.
Okay, I can see that, yeah. It kind of reminds me, it's weird, like, the way he whisper sings on... I think it starts out with him rapping, and then he kind of goes into, like, a singing, like a whispery singing part.
Is this one where has the... No.
I don't know. Maybe. I can't remember.
No, I think it's self-destructive personality, or fuck the rest. Okay.
But, it's weird because that, like the way he does the whisper singing and the drum beat remind me of Cellar Door from Dying Is Your Latest Fashion.
Yeah.
Like, you know that one?
Yeah.
It's like, and then also the way it, the song transitions to the chorus, like we can play it back on when we edit this, but it has the same vibe where, like, I mean I can't really explain it without us playing it. Yeah. But, like, a lot of this song reminds me of Cellar Door, which is pretty interesting. Like, I don't know if that was intentional, but...
Who knows?
But, I mean, it's a pretty decent song. I feel like the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. But, I mean, it still didn't crack my favorites. But, it's a middle-of-the-road song.
It's a solid, okay song. Game Over. Hey, baby.
It's probably top 5 like most cringy songs from like this era of like Hot Topic music.
It's the most hated song in the album.
Yeah. It's weird because I see it on TikTok sounds a lot now. I've seen a lot of...
Well, the kids are wrong. I don't know if you've heard the music that the kids are listening to, but some of it's kind of bad.
I don't know.
But this song is great.
It's like this kind of pulls me to what I wrote just kind of as the album overall. Like, it feels like this album was kind of catered to the kids that made songs on, or lip-syncing things on Musical.ly. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, but this is before Musical.ly.
It is, but like, the way, like, this song just makes me think of how we would watch those cringe Musical.ly things of, like, really edgy emo kids, looking all fucking, I don't know, just edgelords doing lip-syncing shit. And it's like, the parts where he mentions therapy and shit, I don't know. It's just really weird to me.
But I like the song.
And then the Konami Code reference.
I like the references to NES gaming. I really like it. It really did it for me. I don't know.
And I think just the chorus is catchy, but just the way he...
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then whenever he's like, I beat it, you fucking assholes.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what?
It's a little cringy. A lot of people think that this is where Ronnie Radke's credibility died.
Yeah.
It's a fair assessment. I think it's overall, okay, it's a fun song.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I mean, it's definitely, like, it's bad for me, but it's one of those, like, kind of so bad that it's good songs for me.
It's fun.
Like, yeah, like, you can put it on and, like, have some fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a good song. It just has to be fun.
Yeah, but, yeah, it's just... Then the way he starts the song, just his tone of voice, he's just like, my life is like a video game.
Yeah, it's
like, it's just so weird.
It's weird.
He's like still collecting coins, like,
ring.
But going from that song to Self-Destruct Personality is like, that's the one that starts out with the sweeping.
Yeah.
It's just like him screaming. It's just like, what? That's such a change up.
But it's nothing special.
You know,
I don't think the song's anything special. It's good. It sounds like Old Falling in Reverse. But
I like it.
I like it. But it's nothing. It's like, it's good. Okay. It's nothing special.
Yeah, I like it. The end of the song, how it's like a minute or so of it slowly transitions to a fade out of like the same. It's like the breakdown, and it just says the same lines over and over. On that, I like that part. But the way he says "prevail" and "carousel" on that part, like, makes me laugh. He's like carousel. Like, it's just it makes me think of like if Scott Stapp did harsh vocals.
Yeah,
like it's just funny. He's like prevail, carousel.
Yeah, the rap in this is another Eminem wannabe sound, but that was kind of in vogue in 2013.
Yeah. I'd say the rap on it. I don't think I have anything stand out like of being really cringy on it.
Yeah,
so I'd say it's a pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a pretty. The solo was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, all the solos on this album are fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was Jackie Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible guitarist.
Yeah, I mean, the musicianship. I mean, we kind of didn't write it on the write-up of this album, because I think for their first album, The Drug in Me Is You,
they had like 5-6 rotating members.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I think what it was is kind of in the beginning stages of the band, they had people that contributed stuff, enough to be included on the credits of the album.
Because like Ronnie was in prison, so like they just got whatever musicians they could to.
So it's like they maybe some people that wrote some stuff might have not recorded it, and then I think like the bassist that's actually credited to playing on the album didn't actually play on the album. I don't know.
It's a mess.
Yeah, just a mess.
The two people you really need to remember from Falling in Reverse is Ronnie Radke and Jackie Vincent, who's no longer with the band.
Yeah, so the personnel for this album is, of course, Ronnie, lead vocals, Jackie Vincent on lead guitar, Derek Jones on rhythm guitar, which, rest in peace, he passed away 2 years ago, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, you don't remember hearing that? A cause of death was never.
No, I don't remember hearing it, but I mean, he's a solid rhythm guitarist.
He was the band from the beginning, I'm pretty sure. Like, he was one of the few members that was constant, so I mean.
And I mean, like, the rhythm guitar is not easy in Falling in Reverse songs.
So very untimely passing.
Very talented, rest in peace.
Yeah, so, and then Ryan Seaman was the drummer. And then
this was the only album with that one bassist, right?
Ron Ficario.
Yeah,
probably. He doesn't even have his own Wikipedia.
I think
page.
I think I remember reading on the Wikipedia page that this was the only album with him on it.
Probably. I mean, yeah, for their first couple of albums, like, it seems like the drums and bass, especially, were just a revolving door of just random.
Talented musicians, whoever would deal with Ronnie Radke's personality long enough to record an album.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to give all these people credit, since it's a very well put together album in terms of musicianship. So got to give credit where it's due, but it's just kind of too much to keep up with all that shit.
Did you happen to see who produced this? Who did like the effects on this album? Because that man also did incredible work. If you can't find it, Michael Elvis Basquiat. Incredible.
Oh, and Chris Lord Alge did the mixing. He's done a lot of shit.
Yeah, this was a superstar cast.
Yeah, he's been around. Yeah, he did some stuff for MCR, Simple Plan. He mixed Nimrod by Green Day, which is one of my favorite albums. He also helped do American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown. He did stuff for Madonna. He did fucking Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Like, he's done a lot of shit. So I mean, yeah, like. The musicians and the personnel on this album are, pretty top tier. Top tier,
very talented, did a really good job.
Yeah. I mean, the sound of the album's great.
So fuck the rest.
Yeah.
This is just an easy core song.
Yeah, I literally put that. It's literally Bad Girls Club.
But easy
core, yeah, with especially the breakdown is a very easy. It's like 4 Years Strong type breakdown. It's like like it's just like such a upbeat breakdown,
and it has that weird skit that feels very both Eminem and easy chord. The Charlie, why are you barking, Charlie?
Yeah, the fucking end where he's like,
Charlie.
Oh
yeah, the end.
The end. Charlie bit my finger reference.
Which was dated at that point. That video came out in 2006.
Yeah.
Or 2007.
We could have really done without that one, Ronnie.
It was a 6-year-old It was a reference to a 6-year-old video.
Yeah, when I heard that's another part of this album that I just had to laugh out loud at. I was just like, why would you make a fucking
But
Charlie
the breakdown is one of the most interesting breakdowns on the album.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best, but it's the one that like really got me like,
Yeah, it literally sounds like I think it's the first album by 4 Year Strong. I forget what it's called. Really good album, but
it's an easy chord breakdown.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of the breakdowns on that album. So I mean, pretty alright song.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about Keep Holding On, other than it's one of the few songs on the album and few songs that I've heard since really has Escaped the Fate times where he like lets down the cocky guard and like speaks from his heart.
It's pretty generic for me. Kind of melodramatic.
Yeah,
it's like it kind of feels like he was trying to write like an emo anthem to me. Like
which he already wrote his emo anthem on the first Escape the Fate album. It's
The Day I Left the Womb.
The Day I Left the Womb. Yeah. He doesn't have to do that again.
Yeah, which I have more to say about that later. But so yeah, I mean that one's kind of just it's all. I mean I put it on one of my least favorite songs on the album. I don't know. I don't have much positive to say about it.
It's still a good song, but it's not that special. And I think every song on this album is good in its own right. Yeah. But some of them are they're just good.
Yeah.
Drifter is just a country song.
Yeah, the instrumental and like the song itself, like lyric wise and structure wise, it's decent.
It's good.
Just Ronnie's vocals just don't
they don't make sense for country.
Yeah.
If it had been another The Day I Left the Womb.
Yeah, which is, this, I wrote it kind of continues the trend of the first 3 albums Ronnie is in, where, like, the last song really talks about his parents and his upbringing and his struggles.
Yeah. He likes to close out albums with, I'm also a human being with emotions.
Yeah, because it's like The Day I Left the Womb, like you said, it could never be topped in that regard.
And then, what was the one from...
The Westerner, I believe.
The Westerner? Yeah.
Yeah. Which that one's not as, not melodramatic, but, like, slow and more ballad type like The Day I Left the Womb or Drifter is. It's more so kind of in line with the rest of the Drug and Me As You, but the lyrics are definitely like talking about his past with like his parents and drugs and stuff like that. So he really liked closing the album with songs that. So
after all this cockiness in the album, I'm glad that he did it.
Yeah.
So I can remember, hey, this is a person, not just a fucking rap machine or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Overall, I would say it's
I really like the album.
I mean, yeah, you wanna go with your top 3 tracks?
Top 3 tracks. I didn't write it down because I'm stupid. I forgot to write it down. But I really think it's Champion, Bad Girls Club, and Born to Lead now. Okay. Born to Lead became one of my favorite songs on the album.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my top 3 is kind of similar. It's Champion, Born to Lead, and Fashionably Late. And I wanted to give honorable mentions to Rolling Stone and Alone. Like, those are both...
They're both solid.
Yeah. And then my worst 3, I got Game Over, Keep Holding On, and Fuck the Rest. I mean, like you said, on Fuck the Rest, the easy chord breakdown's interesting, but the rest of it just kind of doesn't really do much for me. And then Keep Holding On, I would say... I put Game Over as my least favorite, but like I said, it's kind of so bad that it's good. At least it's an enjoyable bad song.
Yeah.
Keep Holding On is definitely, like, just overall, I would say, the worst song on the album, in my opinion.
I'd say my least favorite is Keep Holding On, Drifter, and Self-Destructive Personality. They're all just nothing special.
Okay, yeah. I had Drifter on there at first, but I replaced it with Fuck the Rest. I just kind of...
I like Fuck the Rest as a song.
Yeah. I don't know.
But the skits really drag it down.
Yeah.
Now for lyrics. Now, I couldn't... The problem is my favorite lyrics and the worst lyrics are the same lyrics.
Yeah, they kind of coincide.
So the 3 I got was this one really threw me back to being a 16-year-old kid. Like I was in 2013. I was 16. So this really reminded me what being 16 was about. The crazier the kid, the tighter his pants.
Wait, what was that on?
Oh God, I don't remember.
I do not remember that.
I think it was on Fuck the Rest.
Probably, yeah.
But I wore skin-tight jeans in high school, and I'm not going to get on my mental illness, but it's not great.
Yeah. Ronnie kind of spitting facts. Yeah, something I got from Fuck the Rest, that was one of my worst moments, was tried to choke my mom with the umbilical cord. The doctor was too busy amputating my horns.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, that's kind of
it was too edgy.
Yeah, that kind of goes with what I was saying, where a lot of the lyrics on this album feel like they kind of cater to the kind of edgelord musically, like e-girl, e-boy crowd, like
which is kind of Ronnie's main demographic.
Yeah.
That other one I got, I think this one is from Rolling Stone. I forgot to write down what song they're from. But
I actually did for this one, unlike I did for the
I have Ready to Cut You Up and Gut You Like a Fucking Avocado.
That is the one that I figured we would have the same.
It's so good.
It's
an incredible line. It's terrible.
Yeah, when I heard that, I had to rewind a few times. I was like, how do I not remember this?
And then my last one is from Game Over.
Mm-hmm.
And it is... It wasn't on here at first. I was like, man, what do I really want to do? And then last night when I was at work, my brain just kept singing this part to me. And it's, I'm growing up to be a big boy.
Yeah, that part. The way he says it.
I'm growing up to be a big boy. It's like...
that song
it's like you're talking to a gummy bear.
Yeah, just the tone of that song, it's just like Disney music, kind of.
And I love that song, but that I'm growing up to be a big boy is too far.
Yeah,
Ronnie.
and then I think it does the little mushroom sound from Mario.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I got two more for you. From Bad Girls Club, follows me on Twitter asking if I miss her. #SetMeFree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he references Twitter or Facebook 6 or 7 times on this album.
I think it's in Rolling Stone. He talks about don't get it twisted. Remove me from your friends list. Stalking me on Twitter.
Yeah,
trying to stamp my business or something.
He mentions social media.
She Googles me to keep tabs on me or something.
Yeah.
It talks, which in 2013 social media was really blowing up.
Yeah.
We all used it before them, but 2013 is when we really. Especially us, we really dove into Instagram for a little while.
I had a fucking Green Day fan page on Instagram.
Yeah, and I had a scene kid music fan page. And I think I only made it to 1,500.
Yeah,
but that's in 2013. That was Instagram famous.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was the shit. I had all these emo girls in my DMs, and I didn't even have pictures of myself.
They were all South American.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian. Yeah. But, alright, then the last one I got is, man, I've been rapping since I was shitting in Pampers, climbed the ladder to the top, and
now I'm shitting on rappers. Honorable mention to what you spend in 15 months is what I spend in 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that one's probably kind of accurate. And then my haters talking shit while washing dishes for a living.
Fuck you, bitches.
I'm a business. I be kissing
on your missus.
Like I said, let him cook. Like you said.
Let him cook. But like I said, I had to stop myself from just doing the entire verse from Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And Alone. Both of those verses have so many good, funny moments.
Yeah, I think on Rolling Stone, he says, they're scared of me like a motherfucking wife beater or something. Oh, yeah. And then he goes into the dubstep part.
Scared of me like a motherfucking wife beater.
It's just okay. But... I don't know. A lot of the rap parts on this album kind of make me think of Froggy Fresh. I am the baddest of them all.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just kind of like him, trying to say he has gangster cred. It's I know you kind of were there. When
he's murdered. He's a murderer.
Yeah.
Assisted murderer.
But
and he got away with it. And he wrote a song about it on Alibi.
But yeah, I don't know.
Or the friends that were I don't remember what song that was or which band it was with.
It
talks about the friends being alibis. I know it was either Escape the Fate or.
Well, I think that whole incident happened. I think it happened before Dying Is Your Latest Fashion came out, but I feel like it probably would have all been recorded and written.
He may have emergency because I know he has a song where he talks about the friends that he used as alibis.
I mean, yeah, Friends and Alibis is a song on Dying Is Your Latest Fashion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He might have written it. Who knows? But
I don't know.
Okay, so to rate the album.
I don't know. I guess we'll start out saying Metascore based on only 5 reviews. It kind of sucked because I wanted to get more quotes just because this album's so polarizing. But
and it was a huge part of our teenage years.
Yeah, but there was only 5 professional reviews that I could find online. One of which was the Kerrang one where there was no
fuck knows.
Yeah, one was from Classic Rock magazine where
why?
Yeah, but when you click the link, it just redirected you to their homepage. So it was only on a Metacritic. It only had like one quote from it, and then I think there was 2 of them that you could actually click the link and find, or 3 of them. One of them was on AllMusic, and it was barely a review. It was just kind of a summary of the album. Like, they didn't really give any opinions or input about it. So there wasn't much to go off on, but apparently based on those 5 reviews, it was 38%. So, and then the user score was 3.8 out of 10. So you got 38% and 3.8.
It's same thing.
Yeah.
Those are both way low.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would give it, if we're going on out of 10, I would give it, I want to say like 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
I was thinking 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
8.5 maybe. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like
trying to remove the like nostalgia and my love for Ronnie Radke.
But I mean, it's like, you know, I expected to, like, you know, the songs I remember a lot.
I knew I was gonna
were either the ones where I know I really like, or the ones where I know they were cringy, like Game Over. Like, those are the ones I remember. But then, like, a few of the songs that I didn't really remember, like Rolling Stone in some aspects, Born to Lead.
Like Born to Lead, I had completely forgotten about.
Like
and
Self-Destruct Personality.
I like every song on the album. They're just not the best.
Yeah.
So I think overall, like 7.5, 8.
Yeah, like definitely. In my book, nowhere near Dying Is Your Latest Fashion or The Journey Me As You. Like, both of those I would give like 9.5, 10.
I'd give it 10.
I'd
definitely give it 10 to The Drug and Me As You. Dying Is Your Latest Fashion, probably like a 9.5.
Okay, so you like Drug and Me As You
I like Drug and Me As You a lot better.
It's hard for me. I think overall I like Dying Is Your Latest Fashion better because there's a few songs, maybe 2 songs on The Drug and Me As You that aren't quite up to par for me with the rest of the album, but the rest of the album is like really, really good.
Yeah,
like, they're really neck and neck in my book. But I mean, I'd say Fashionably Late isn't too far behind.
Not too far. It's Ronnie Radke once again proves that he can make a good album.
Yeah,
and once again proves that he surrounds himself with the most talented people he can find, and they all believe in his vision.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like, who am I trying to think of? Somebody that just has a revolving... Oh, Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah,
or,
it's like, it's just Brendan Urie.
Or even, I don't know if you looked at the writing credits, but a lot of the songs were just written by Ronnie, which means I think he also wrote the instrumental parts.
Yeah, I could...
He's like a modern-day Robert Smith.
Yeah.
Because like Robert Smith famously wrote everything for the first 6 albums of The Cure.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, he refused to let the other members write anything.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie has, made some questionable decisions on this album especially, but
I mean he's been in the game for almost 20 years.
Yeah, I mean he has.
And this was This is what 7 years after his first studio album.
Yeah, I mean he's been rapping since he was shitting in Pampers.
Yeah, and now he climbed the ladder to the top.
Yeah, I mean.
But
one last thing I wanted to say is this album is kind of what MGK wishes he could be.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I liked MGK's rap album. I will be the first one to admit that I was into MGK at the time.
I mean he has. Are you talking about the one with Wild Boy on it?
Yeah, I like
that
Wild
song
Boy.
Is a fucking bop. Like I love that song. That's really. I've probably heard more. I know that there was an album after. Maybe after that one, maybe a couple after that one when he was still rapping that had some decent songs that I've heard, but I can probably speak for you as well. Like his pop punk stuff just doesn't do it for me.
It's not bad, but it's not that I want.
You know, I'm not gonna hate on it. I don't like him as a person. I don't think he deserves. Like he's kind of overrated and underrated at the same time. Like. You know, people definitely overrate him with his pop punk stuff, saying that, this is like the next Blink-182, shit like that. Like, I don't think it's that good, but I also don't think it's, as awful as a lot of people say it is, from what I've heard, but, I mean, I can't really speak too much on it. I haven't listened to either of his newer pop punk albums.
Yeah, I've listened to one song from it, and it's not bad, but, I think I've grown out of pop punk a little bit.
Yeah, maybe one day those can be,
maybe
be an episode that we can give them a listen.
But I say listen to the whole album.
Yeah, I'd say
whether you like Ronnie, whether you like Ronnie Radke or not, give the album a shot. Don't listen to what the haters say.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're, if you listened to it back in the day and didn't fuck with it, or if you've only recently discovered Falling in Reverse based off their new songs. I mean, you probably will like a lot of what.
Yeah, especially if you like their new song, you'll like most of this. There's a couple songs that are almost duds, But I think at the end of the day, even the duds are good songs.
Yeah, the worst parts of this album are just some of the lyrics for sure, and then some of the ways the genres mesh.
Yeah, sometimes they clash a little bit, but at the end of the day, they're all solid songs.
Yeah, and then I mean, game over. You know, you'll probably either love it for how bad it is, or just despise it for how bad it is. But I say, other than that song, I mean, you know, every song has some merits to it. So
yeah. So thank you for listening to One Last Breath. We will see you next episode with who knows.
Yeah. Who knows? Whatever we decide to do next week.